Greetings, Plainfield Public Schools family. This is the FAQ presentation for the Phase 2 of hybrid learning that we will begin on November 9th. This plan, of course, is tentative to any changes made by Governor Murphy and the NJDOE. The entire staff of the Plainfield Public Schools has been working to ensure that safety and health of our students and staff when we return. Our first focus was social distancing. We have equipped all of our buildings with signs showing people how to social distance, where to stand, which way to walk. We have temperature stands mounted in each facility. We have attestation statements for all people who enter the building. We have security checks, hand sanitizing in every room. Each team PPSD member has been equipped with a mask. Water fountains have been turned off, and we are implementing a hybrid schedule in order to ensure social distancing. Of course, air quality is important when dealing with COVID-19. Team PPSD has conducted indoor air quality tests at all buildings, had all vents in the buildings cleaned. We have repaired any window hardware throughout the district, and we've contracted an outside vendor to install air purification systems to improve air quality on all schools. Washing hands and clean bathrooms is a priority. Wash your hands signage posted in each restroom, and bathrooms are checked hourly for sanitation and cleaning. Soap dispensers are always full, and bathroom alerts and no mask hotline has been installed for employees. Preventative measures have been utilized throughout our entire plan. Everyone's been trained on the cleaning and disinfecting protocols necessary to keep our schools clean. All of our nurses have been trained on everything that they need to know about COVID symptoms and taking care of our students and staff. Our nurse supervisor has completed her contact tracing protocols and works diligently with the Plainfield Health Department rather, to ensure that everyone will be updated. We've also offered free flu clinics, and if any student shows any COVID-19 symptoms, the child will be isolated until a parent and guardian arrives to pick them up. So we are now ready for Phase 2. This is, we'll have 4 hybrid half days and 1 virtual Wednesday. And this Phase 2 will begin on November 9th. A hybrid model has been put in place so that half of the students, no more than half of the students will ever be in the building. Half of the students will be in an A cohort and the other half will be in a B cohort. There's also a C cohort of students who have opted to go virtual. These students will be virtually engaged in learning each day and will not come into the building. So this is what it looks like, a hybrid half day. In the morning, if you are in cohort A or B, you will either have in-person learning in the building or you will be live streaming from home. If you are in cohort C in the morning, you will be live streaming. So all cohort A, B, and C will all be in class together, either in person or live streaming. In the afternoon, after students grab and go their lunch if they're in the building or go pick up their lunch if they're home, in the afternoon, students will have asynchronous activities and they can reach out to the teacher for live virtual support, interactive teaching in the afternoon. So just to clarify exactly what cohort C students are doing, in cohort C, these are students who are remaining virtual, and in the morning, they're gonna need to log in with their teachers, actually at an earlier time, beginning at 8 o'clock, and they need to begin live streaming their lessons. In the afternoon, cohort C students will need to meet live in person with the teacher to go over any questions they may have, and it is required that all virtual cohort C students attend both morning and afternoon sessions. So this is the November calendar to give you an example of what it will look like for Phase 2. So Monday and Tuesdays will always be A days. So students in cohort A will attend school on Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, all students will attend virtually in the morning and will work on asynchronous activities in the afternoon so that teachers may receive professional development. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, cohort B will be in the buildings and cohort A and C will be live streaming. And of course, we know we're closed at the end of November. So what does a virtual Wednesday look like? Well, a virtual Wednesday is when all students, cohorts A, B, and C, will engage with synchronous virtual lessons during the morning, much like what we're doing now. And in the afternoon, the students will engage with asynchronous assignments. So what's the parent responsibility? Before sending your children to school, we will need you to attest that they're healthy, that they haven't been near anyone with COVID. We will need you to take their temperature to ensure they don't have a temperature. If they do have a temperature, please keep them home. We will need you to send them to school with a face covering. All students must wear a mask. And of course, don't forget those supplies. We want children to come back and forth with their charged device, a water bottle, and pens and paper, and all the supplies that are fun to put in the backpack. So what kind of mask can they wear? A non-distracting CDC-approved mask. We know that we can't wear gaiters or masks with valves. When do I keep my child home from school? Well, if you've answered yes to any of the questions on the attestation form, please contact your school's nurse and healthcare provider and keep your child home. If your child has 2 COVID-related symptoms, please keep them home and contact the nurse and your doctor. If your child is homesick or in quarantine, but they feel okay, they can log into their class for live streaming, and they will be counted as present in attendance. If they don't feel well, then they can absolutely rest. If your child has been exposed to COVID, even if they don't have any symptoms, please follow all the quarantine protocols. And if you travel outside of New Jersey to any states on the hot list, you will need to quarantine. So schools are going to be starting at a staggered schedule. Elementary schools will have in-person learning from 8 to 12:30. So logging on for virtual students will begin at 8. Everyone will have lunch from 12:30 to 1:30, and then the afternoon session will begin for everyone at 1:30. School logistics, you can get more information from your school's website, and your principal will be reaching out to you, but schools will follow social distancing protocols for both arrival and departure. Students can't be dropped off early or picked up late. Because of the pandemic, we need to make sure that everybody is safe and socially distant, so we won't have a place where students can wait to be picked up or wait if they're dropped off early. And of course, breakfast will be eaten at home. Lunch will be grab and go. And when you grab your lunch, you'll get your breakfast for the next day as well. So if you need any support, please contact your child's principal for internet or for devices. Of course, if you have any questions about assignments or grades, contact your child's teacher. If you need any help with Schoology or apps, please email this address. What's next? Please visit the Plainfield Public School District website frequently for updates and additional information. Also visit your school's website for what's going on exactly in your building. And the most important thing is to please make sure your Genesis Parent Portal is active. If you need help, please contact your school. We need to have your most updated contact information at all times.